The 7 levels of athletic NFL freaks explained.
Level 1, bad athletes.
These players are obviously NFL athletes, but compared to other athletes, they're not athletic freaks at all. Each level we go through, there will be more and more athletic players until we get to level 7 with the freakiest athletes of them all. But first, let's start with the most famous worst athlete, Jarrett Lorenzen. Jarrett Lorenzen was a quarterback who played at the University of Kentucky and later with the New York Giants, earning a Super Bowl ring as Eli Manning's backup. Lorenzen struggled with weight throughout his entire career, playing at around 285 pounds in college, in the 300s during his NFL tenure, and eventually reaching over 500 pounds after his NFL career ended. He was viewed as unathletic because of his massive size, obviously, for a quarterback position. He looked more like an offensive lineman than a signal caller. Despite these limitations, Lorenzen was incredibly gifted as a passer with a cannon arm and decent mobility for his size at over 300 pounds. He only lasted a few seasons in the NFL, but he'll be remembered forever. R.I.P. The hefty lefty may have been the GOAT of big QBs, but there's another GOAT we have to mention. The greatest of all time, Tom Brady, who honestly wasn't much better athletically. Tom Brady from the University of Michigan was infamously selected 199th overall in the 2000 NFL Draft by the New England Patriots. Part of the reason he was drafted so late was because of his combine and lack of perceived athleticism. In his now legendary NFL Combine performance, he ran a painfully slow 5.28 40-yard dash, recorded a measly 24.5-inch vertical leap, and had an 8-foot broad jump that ranked in the bottom percentiles among quarterbacks. Despite being the poster child for athletic mediocrity, Brady's football IQ, pocket presence, and clutch gene made him the most successful quarterback in NFL history. Tony Siragusa deserves special mention here as well. Tony was a defensive tackle who went undrafted out of the University of Pittsburgh in 1990, eventually making his mark with the Indianapolis Colts and Baltimore Ravens. The Goose became a key piece in the Ravens' legendary 2000 Super Bowl defense, anchoring the middle of the line at a massive 340 pounds. He was viewed as unathletic because of his enormous size and poor combine metrics. He recorded a dismal 4.51 RAS out of 10, ran a sluggish 5.13 40-yard dash, and had a vertical jump of just 26.5 inches. He looked like he belonged more on The Sopranos than on the NFL field. Wait a minute. Jason Witten fits here too. Jason Witten was a tight end from the University of Tennessee who was selected 69th overall in the 3rd round of the 2003 NFL Draft by the Dallas Cowboys. He was viewed as unathletic because scouts consistently criticized his lack of speed and stiffness. He ran a pedestrian 4.67 40-yard dash at the combine and was described by evaluators as being stiff and not very fast. Despite these limitations, Witten's route running precision, reliable hands, and football intelligence made him a Cowboys legend, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Level 2, we get to some better athletes, even if they are still bad.
Level 2, still bad.
Here we have Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen was a wide receiver from the University of California who was selected 76 overall in the 3rd round of the 2013 NFL Draft. He was viewed as unathletic because he ran a painfully slow 4.71 40-yard dash at his pro day, which put him in the same speed category as some linebackers and even tight ends. NFL scouts and analysts consistently labeled him as lacking the speed to separate from NFL quarterbacks, but they were wrong. Despite his speed limitations, Allen's precise route running, exceptional hands, and football IQ has made him one of the most productive receivers of his era. Same goes with Adam Thielen. Thielen was a wide receiver from Minnesota State who went undrafted in 2013, eventually signing with the Minnesota Vikings as an undrafted free agent. He was viewed as unathletic, probably because he was white, but mostly because of his underwhelming measurables. He ran a slower than 4.4 40-yard dash at his regional combine, which was decent, but not elite. And his overall athletic profile from a D2 school raised serious questions about his ability to compete against NFL caliber athletes. Thielen defined all those odds, becoming a 2-time Pro Bowler and setting NFL records, including 8 consecutive 100-yard receiving games. And over the years, he's been one of the most reliable receivers of all time. Josh Norman. Josh Norman was a cornerback from Coastal Carolina who was selected 143rd overall in the 5th round in the 2012 draft by the Carolina Panthers. He was viewed as unathletic because he ran a relatively slow 4.66 40-yard dash at the combine. His lack of blazing speed combined with playing at a small school like Coastal Carolina against inferior competition made many question whether he could keep up with elite NFL athletes. Despite his speed limitations, Norman's size at 6 foot 200 pounds, his playmaking ability and football intelligence made him a dominant force in coverage even if it was for a brief stint. His flexible hips and soft hands and ability to read quarterbacks helped him record 4 interceptions in 2015 while earning a first-team All-Pro selection. Sebastian Janikowski was a kicker from Florida State University who was shockingly selected 17th overall in the first round of the 2000 NFL Draft. He was viewed as unathletic because the kickers are generally not considered athletic in general, and Janikowski's hefty 6'1", 265-pound frame made him look more like a linebacker than a kicking specialist. Despite everything, Seabass went on to play for 18 seasons in the NFL, becoming one of the most reliable and powerful kickers in the league history. All these people were a little bit better athletes than the last group, and the same goes for the next group above them. Solid.
Level 3. Solid athletes.
And we have Davante Adams to start. Davante Adams was a wide receiver from Fresno State University who was selected 53 overall in the second round of the 2014 NFL Draft. He was viewed as having decent but unspectacular athleticism because he ran a 4.56 40 at the combine, but he improved that to 4.51 at his pro day. His explosive numbers were good and his agility scores were solid, but he only managed 14 bench press reps, and overall his workout was described as solid but unspectacular. Despite this, Davante Adams is going to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure where Cam Skattebo lands on the Hall of Fame trajectory yet, but Cam Skattebo was a running back from Arizona State University who was selected 105th overall in the 4th round of the 2025 NFL Draft by the New York Giants, and didn't participate in the on-field portion of the NFL Combine due to a hamstring injury. Though he did impress with a 10'3" broad jump and 39.5-inch vertical at 5'9" and 219 pounds, scouts question whether his college dominance as a battering ram style would translate against bigger, faster NFL defenders. Despite concerns about his size and durability, Skattebo has proven effective in his rookie season with the Giants. Next up, we also have another person who's sneaky athletic in Brock Purdy. Purdy was a quarterback from Iowa State who was selected with the last pick in the NFL Draft as Mr. Irrelevant. He was viewed as having a solid but unspectacular athleticism, much like Davante Adams. Purdy ran a respectable 4.8 40-yard dash and posted decent agility numbers, but scouts noted that he was overall just an average athlete. But the funny thing about Purdy is that he had nearly the same 10-yard split as Lamar Jackson, showing his decent short area quickness, but his overall athletic profile was considered average for an NFL quarterback. Despite this, Purdy just got $265 million as a contract extension, making him one of the highest paid players in NFL history. Level 4, we get to some above average athletes.
Level 4. Good athletes.
Here we have some pretty athletic folk, starting with Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis was a defensive tackle from the University of Georgia who was selected 13th overall in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft by the Philadelphia Eagles. He was viewed as an exceptional athlete for his massive size at 341 pounds. Davis stunned scouts by running a 4.78 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine, which is the fastest time in an NFL Network era since 2003. Despite questions about his pass rushing ability and whether he could maintain his weight consistently, Davis's freakish combination of size and speed made him a first-round pick, and he was crucial on the 2024 Eagles championship win as well. Patrick Mahomes was a quarterback from Texas Tech University who was selected by the Kansas City Chiefs in 2017. He was viewed as having above-average athleticism, but with an unconventional build. Mahomes ran a 4.8 40-yard dash, which is decent but not elite for a quarterback, and his traditional performance metrics like his squat max are unremarkable. However, he excels at what experts like to call a symphony of movement, running faster on curves in a straight line and mastering the ability to decelerate under control while remaining throwing accuracy, and being able to get just enough for the first down every time he needs it. And speaking of getting first downs, we have Puka Nacua, who was a wide receiver from BYU, selected 177th overall in the 5th round of the 2023 NFL Draft by the Los Angeles Rams. He was viewed as having above average athleticism, but nothing elite. He ran a 4.57 40-yard dash at the combine with decent agility numbers, posting a 4.36 20-yard shuttle and a 7.32 second 3-cone drill. Despite being overlooked due to his average athletic profile, Nakua's route running precision, hands, and football intelligence has made him an instant star. Next up, we have some absolute freaks.
Level 5. Freaks.
Here we have some freaks in nature. They're not the best athletes of all time, but they definitely can hold their own. Let's start with Dante Hall, the human joystick. Dante Hall was a running back / return specialist from Texas A&M who was selected in the 5th round of the 2000 NFL Draft by the Kansas City Chiefs. Hall became one of the most electrifying return specialists in NFL history, earning the nickname the human joystick for his incredible ability to make defenders miss in tight spaces. He was viewed as an athletic freak despite his small stature at just 5'8" and 191 pounds. Despite his small frame, Hall's otherworldly agility and vision made him a game-changing return specialist. Vernon Davis was a tight end from the University of Maryland who was selected 6th overall in the first round of the 2006 NFL Draft. He was viewed as an athletic freak at his position, 6'3" and 245 pounds. Davis ran a blistering 4.38 second 40-yard dash, posted a 4.17 second short shuttle, recorded 42 bench press reps, achieved a 42-inch vertical jump, and a 10-foot 8-inch broad jump. His combination of size, speed, and explosiveness was virtually unmatched for a tight end. Davis played 14 seasons in the NFL, becoming a 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time first-team All-Pro, and a Super Bowl 50 champion, while ranking 11th all-time amongst tight ends and receiving yards. Penei Sewell was an offensive tackle from the University of Oregon who was selected 7th overall in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft by the Detroit Lions. He was viewed as an athletic freak for his massive size. At 6'5", 331 pounds, Sewell ran a 5'1", 40-yard dash with a 1.79 10-yard split, posted a 28-inch vertical jump, and achieved a 109-inch broad jump. His combination of size, speed, and explosiveness was so rare that many people call him the most talented prospect of any position in many years. The same wasn't necessarily said for Jason Kelce, but he did make his way onto that list eventually. Jason Kelce was a center from the University of Cincinnati who was selected 191st overall in the 6th round of the 2011 NFL Draft by the Philadelphia Eagles. He was viewed as an athletic freak for his position at 6'3" and just 280 pounds. Kelce's blazing 4.89 40-yard dash ranked in the 97th percentile among centers. He posted elite shuttle times. His vertical jump was over 30.5 inches, and an 110-inch broad jump was also exceptional for his position. His ability to pull, get to the second level, and make blocks in space in that traditional way centers couldn't made him a first ballot Hall of Famer. You have guys like the Bus, Dexter Lawrence, Josh Allen, and Troy Polamalu here as well. Level 6, we have some even freakier athletes.
Level 6. Freakier athletes.
To start, we have DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf was a wide receiver from the University of Mississippi who was selected 64th overall in the 2nd round of the 2019 NFL Draft by the Seattle Seahawks. He was viewed as an athletic freak with his rare combination of size and speed. At 6'3", 228 pounds, Metcalf ran a historic 4.3 second 40-yard dash, the fastest ever recorded by NFL Network for someone 225 plus pounds, surpassing legends like Calvin Johnson, Saquon Barkley, and Vernon Davis. He also posted 27 bench press reps, a 40.5-inch vertical jump, and a 134-inch broad jump. Metcalf's freak combination of size, speed, and strength has made him a matchup nightmare in the NFL. Quentin Nelson was an offensive lineman from the University of Notre Dame who was selected 6th overall in the first round of the 2018 NFL Draft by the Indianapolis Colts. He was viewed as an athletic freak for his position. At 6'5", 325 pounds, Nelson posted elite measurables, including a 5-second 40-yard dash, a 1.75 second 10-yard split, 32-inch vertical jump, and a 113-inch broad jump. Despite playing the traditionally less glamorous guard position, Nelson's freakish athleticism has made him a generational talent and has earned a total of 7 Pro Bowl appearances in his first 7 years. Somebody who's in Canton currently is Julius Peppers. Julius Peppers was a defensive end from the University of North Carolina who was selected 2nd overall in the first round of the 2002 NFL Draft by the Carolina Panthers. He was viewed as an athletic freak with his rare combination of size and versatility. At 6'6" and 283 pounds, Peppers ran a 4.69 40-yard dash and posted a 36.5-inch vertical at the NFL Combine. What made him truly special was his dual sport ability, as he was also a standout basketball player at UNC, playing on their Final Four team. He played 17 seasons in the NFL, recording 159.5 sacks and earning a Hall of Fame induction in 2024 while being named to 2 All-Decade teams, and also having as many career pick sixes as Champ Bailey. Javon Curse was a defensive end from the University of Florida who was selected 16th overall in the first round of the 1999 NFL Draft by the Tennessee Titans. The Freak earned his nickname immediately, winning Defensive Rookie of the Year and making 3 Pro Bowls while recording 74 career sacks over 11 NFL seasons. He was viewed as an athletic freak with his unprecedented combination of size and speed for a defensive end. At 6'4", 265 pounds, Curse ran a blazing 4.43 40-yard dash. That was unheard of for someone his size at that position. Myles Garrett was a defensive end from Texas A&M University who was selected 1st overall in the 2017 NFL Draft by the Cleveland Browns. He was viewed as an athletic freak with his unprecedented combination of size, speed, and power. At 6'4", 272 pounds, Garrett ran a 4.6 40-yard dash at the Combine, then improved it at 4.57 at his pro day, posting his 10-foot 6-inch broad jump and recording 33 bench press reps. Teammates have described him as a freak, an alien, and created in a lab. His ability to bend around the edge while maintaining his massive frame sets him apart from any other pass rusher. Garrett has become a Defensive Player of the Year, earning 6 Pro Bowl selections, 4 first-team All-Pro selections, and establishing himself as arguably the most dominant pass rusher of this era. Vince Wilfork was a defensive tackle from the University of Miami who was selected 21st overall in the first round of the 2004 NFL Draft by the New England Patriots. He was viewed as an athletic freak despite his massive frame at 6'2" and 325 pounds. Wilfork possessed rare agility and mobility for someone his size, able to move laterally and pursue plays sideline to sideline in ways that traditional nose tackles simply couldn't. Wilfork became a cornerstone of the Patriots defense for 11 seasons, earning 5 Pro Bowl selections, 1 first-team All-Pro selection, and 2 Super Bowl rings while anchoring one of the most dominant defenses in NFL history. You have guys like Trent Williams, who's a 6'5", 320-pound freak who can bulldoze anything in his path and is ready to fight anyone, especially if they're smaller than him. Lane Johnson ran a 4.72 40-yard dash at 6'6" and 303 pounds, and has been a staple for the Eagles for over a decade and 2 Super Bowl winning teams. Cam Newton, another 6'5" insane specimen who carried the Panthers all the way to the Super Bowl on his back, using his legs in his MVP 2015 season. Tyreek Hill, his nickname is the Cheetah for a reason, one of the fastest humans to ever play the sport. Same goes with Bob Hayes, who was an Olympic gold medalist along with making the NFL Hall of Fame. And of course, Saquon Barkley. Then we have too many specimens to really get into their own section, so I'll just go through some quick hitters. Travis Hunter, Forrest Gregg, Jonathan Ogden, Teron Armstead, Ronnie Lott, Terrell Owens, Randall Cunningham, Rod Woodson, Ed Reed, Adrian Peterson, and Julio Jones as well. All of these guys are some of the freakiest athletes of all time. Just not the freakiest athletes.
Level 7, the freakiest.
In level 7, there's 12. Derrick Henry, Larry Allen, Michael Vick, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Donald, Lawrence Taylor, Darrell Green, Jim Thorpe, Deion Sanders, and Bo Jackson. First up, we have Bo Jackson. Now, running back Bo Jackson may be a bit overrated, but the athlete Bo Jackson was insane. Bo Jackson was a running back from Auburn University who was selected first overall by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 1986 NFL Draft, though he chose to play baseball instead, before eventually joining the Los Angeles Raiders in 1987. He was viewed as an athletic freak with his unprecedented combination of size, speed, and power at 6'1", 225 pounds. Jackson possessed world-class speed that allowed him to allegedly run a 4.1 second 40-yard dash, bench press 350 pounds, and squat over 500 pounds. His athletic dominance transcended sports as he won the Heisman Trophy in football while also being a standout baseball player, with his Bo Knows campaign becoming iconic because he could truly excel at virtually any athletic endeavor. Obviously, what he did for video games with Tecmo Bowl, and he became the first athlete named to play in both All-Star games for 2 major sports, making the Pro Bowl in the NFL and then playing in the MLB All-Star game. Jim Thorpe was a multi-sport athlete from the Carlisle Indian School who became the first president of what would then be the NFL in 1920. Thorpe was voted as the greatest athlete of the first half of the century by the Associated Press and became a charter member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame while competing in the 1912 Olympics, where he both won the decathlon and pentathlon. He was viewed as the ultimate athletic freak long before modern training methods existed. At Carlisle, he was a 4-position player who scored 25 touchdowns and 198 points in 1912. Established him as a prototype for the ultimate multi-sport athlete decades before Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders made it famous. But speaking of primetime, he's up next. Deion Sanders was a cornerback from the Florida State University who was selected 5th overall in the 1989 NFL Draft by the Atlanta Falcons. He was viewed as the ultimate athletic freak with his rare combination of elite speed, agility, and multi-sport dominance. Sanders ran a 4.27 40-yard dash. He played 9 MLB seasons. His ability to shut down the best receivers in the NFL while also stealing bases and hitting home runs in MLB, combined with his unmatched swagger and game-changing return ability, established him as one of the most electrifying and complete athletes in sports history. Primetime became the only athlete to play in both the Super Bowl and World Series, and establishing himself as arguably the greatest cornerback in NFL history. Someone else who might hold that title is Darrell Green. Darrell Green was a cornerback from Texas A&I University, who was selected 28th overall in the first round of the 1983 NFL Draft by the Washington Redskins. Green played his entire 20-year career with Washington, earning 7 Pro Bowl appearances, 4 first-team All-Pros, and 2 Super Bowl rings, while being inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2008. He recorded an interception in 19 consecutive seasons, the most in NFL history. Someone else who is the greatest to ever play is Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor was a linebacker from the University of North Carolina who was selected second overall in the 1981 NFL Draft by the New York Giants. LT revolutionized the linebacker position and is widely considered the greatest defensive player in NFL history, earning 10 Pro Bowl selections, 8 first-team All-Pro selections, 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and becoming the first player to win the NFL MVP award since 1971. He was viewed as the ultimate athletic freak who combined unprecedented size, speed, and instincts for his position at 6'3" and 237 pounds. Taylor possessed the speed to chase down running backs sideline to sideline, the strength to overpower offensive linemen, and the agility to drop into coverage against receivers. His ability to single-handedly disrupt entire offensive game plans, combined with his knack for making big plays in the most crucial moments, established him as not just the greatest linebacker of all time, but the most dominant and influential defensive player in NFL history. Someone who was creeping up to that but didn't quite get there was Aaron Donald, who was a defensive tackle from the University of Pittsburgh who was selected 13th overall in the first round of the 2014 NFL Draft by the St. Louis Rams. Donald became the most dominant interior pass rusher during his era, earning 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, 8 first-team All-Pro selections, 10 Pro Bowl selections as well, and a Super Bowl ring while recording 111 sacks in just 10 seasons. He was viewed as the ultimate athletic freak with his unprecedented combination of size, speed, and technique. For a defensive tackle at 6'1" and 280 pounds, Donald ran a 4.68 40-yard dash at the 2014 Combine, which was exceptional speed for a player his size. Despite being considered undersized for a traditional defensive back, Donald's freakish athleticism made him arguably the greatest interior pass rusher ever. And someone who's also arguably one of the greatest we've ever seen is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was a quarterback from the University of Louisville who was selected 32nd overall in the first round of the 2018 NFL Draft by the Baltimore Ravens. Jackson became the youngest player to ever win NFL MVP in 2019 and recently broke Michael Vick's all-time rushing record for quarterbacks, establishing him as one of the most dynamic dual-threat quarterbacks in NFL history. He was viewed as the ultimate athletic freak with his unprecedented combination of speed, agility, and elusiveness at the quarterback position. Jackson has been clocked at over 21 miles per hour during games and possesses elite acceleration and cutting ability that's even rare for the top-end running backs. His ability to consistently break off explosive runs, his threat to score from anywhere on the field, and his recent passing improvements have made him a complete dual threat who forces defenses to account for his legs on every single play and his arm. He's one of the most unique and game-changing talents in NFL history, and the same can go for his predecessor in Michael Vick. Now, I may be biased here because he's my favorite player of all time, but I don't think so. Michael Vick is arguably the most athletic human being to ever touch Earth. Michael Vick was a quarterback from Virginia Tech who was selected first overall in the 2001 NFL Draft by the Atlanta Falcons. Vick revolutionized the quarterback position with his unprecedented speed and became the first quarterback to ever rush for over 1,000 yards in a season, earning 4 Pro Bowl selections and an NFL Comeback Player of the Year award after, serving some time. He was viewed as the ultimate athletic freak with his unmatched combination of speed and arm strength at the quarterback position. Vick ran a preposterous 4.25 second 40-yard dash at his Virginia Tech Pro Day and possessed elite straight-line speed that allowed him to outrun even defensive backs in the open field. When you watched him play, you weren't just watching a quarterback, you were living the Michael Vick experience. Same can go with Randy Moss. Randy Moss was a wide receiver from Marshall University who was selected 21st overall in the first round of the 1998 NFL Draft by the Minnesota Vikings. Moss ran a 4.25 40-yard dash unofficially and possessed a 51-inch vertical jump that allowed him to high point passes over any defender. Moss became one of the greatest receivers in NFL history, earning 6 Pro Bowl selections, 4 first-team All-Pro selections, and setting numerous records, including 23 touchdown receptions in the Patriots' undefeated 07 regular season. Moss's freakish athleticism made him virtually unstoppable when motivated, and the same can go for Megatron. Megatron became one of the most dominant receivers in NFL history during his 9-season career, earning 6 Pro Bowl selections, 3 All-Pro honors, and setting the single-season receiving record with 1,964 yards in 2012 before retiring at 30, then becoming a first-ballot Hall of Famer. He was viewed as an athletic freak with his unprecedented combination of size, speed, and leaping ability for a wide receiver at 6'5" and 239 pounds. Johnson ran a 4.35 40-yard dash at the Combine, posted a 42.5-inch vertical, and an 11-foot 7-inch broad jump. Despite playing for consistently poor Lions teams that limited his team success, Johnson's freakish athleticism made him virtually unstoppable in his prime. Someone who actually had the combination of team success and personal success was Larry Allen. Larry Allen was an offensive guard from Sonoma State University who was selected 46 overall in the second round of the 1994 NFL Draft by the Dallas Cowboys. Allen became one of the greatest offensive linemen in NFL history, earning 11 Pro Bowl selections, 7 first-team All-Pro honors, and an induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, while anchoring the Cowboys' offensive line during their championship runs. At 6'3" and 325 pounds, Allen famously bench pressed 700 pounds in the Cowboys' weight room. He was described as having a rocket booster strapped to his back after chasing down Saints linebacker Darian Connor from being able to prevent a pick six. Allen's freakish strength and athleticism made him a legendary figure who opponents genuinely feared. And lastly, we have somebody who's been a human specimen ever since high school. Derrick Henry was a running back from the University of Alabama who was selected 45th overall in the second round of the 2016 NFL Draft by the Tennessee Titans. Henry became one of the most dominant running backs of his era, winning 2 rushing titles, earning NFL Offensive Player of the Year honors in 2020, and setting numerous records, including becoming the 8th player at the time in NFL history to rush for over 2,000 yards in a season. At 6'3" and 247 yards of pure muscle, Henry runs a 4.5-second 40-yard dash while possessing the strength and conditioning to maintain his elite performance into his 30s. Henry's freakish athleticism has allowed him to defy Father Time and continue dominating even at his late age of 31. These players represent the absolute pinnacle of human athletic achievement in football. And so there you have it, the 7 levels of NFL athletic freaks. Thanks for watching.